Hey Stephen, how are you doing?
Very well, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, good.
Good. Nice to see you again.
Yeah, nice to see you too.
We had a great interview last time in Tilburg.
Yeah.
And I was wearing a dressing gown.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a request from some of the girl that was with me last time, Laura, if you wanted to put on your dressing gown.
Yeah, and because we're so close to home tonight, I haven't actually got it with me. I do feel a bit strange being in normal clothing.
Really?
Yeah. Because I do like to generally just wear a dressing gown all the time.
Just relax.
Yeah, it feels so good. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I understand. Well, I want to talk about feeling good. I wanted to talk about I'm a UFO in this city.
Yeah.
And I think, well, when listening to the album and looking at the lyrics, it's like the opposite, isn't it? It's like you really feel like an alien.
Yeah, I think it's bizarre because I feel quite happy at the moment, and but I still think I'd write the same kind of lyrics. For me, like, lyrics and music is something that just happens to me. I don't like sit down and decide to make a decision to write a song, and they're just the kind of things that are always in my head, like, you know, like grand designs and thinking about stuff. So it's not even songs where people might think they're kind of down and stuff. They're not really. I think a lot of them have hope in them. I think most of the songs I write are kind of like almost like fight songs, you know, fighting to succeed, even if they're wrapped up in different kind of ways. I always feel that's how, you know, musically as well. The chorus, I try to make it uplifting, and that's what kind of music I like. So, yeah, it's yeah, definitely. The lyrics would not really reflect me at like an exact point, if you know what I mean. It can just be like a flash where that'll be the thing, but it doesn't mean that day I was like really down or I'm having a down period. I think, sorry, go on.
Yeah, I wouldn't really say down, but what I really related with was the questioning.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of questioning. I mean, like that's something that is constantly on my mind. And just for example, the actual song called "Do You Get What You Pray For" is directly about, like, it really confuses me that, and kind of fascinates me that, you know, people can be so kind of, you know, just literally that, you know, very simple, that they do pray. And like, I just wanted to ask that question to the people that are so believers, like, do they actually think, and can they tell me about that, they actually prayed, that they got something? And I find it hard to believe, but I want to, I don't disregard anything, but it is a question, like, you know, are the people out there who do sit and pray, and then, you know, they keep doing it because they know that it worked? Because I don't know anybody that's gone, and then the thing's happened.
I actually do.
Really? Okay.
but
so you just destroyed my whole theory.
No, but in a different way. Because I mean, people pray because they believe, right?
Yeah.
But it all depends in what way they believe, I think. That's something that I recently just discovered myself. Because I mean, I'm the same way. I question everything.
Yeah.
And I don't want to do a monologue, but but when you look at believing, what does it mean to you?
Well, in a faith way, or just in general, just believing?
I think it's the same in any way, but...
Yeah, I mean, it's not for me, because there's blind belief in a thing, which is something that you are like, you know, if you're born and then you are told that this is a certain thing for your whole life, you don't have the option of not believing in that. So that's really like blind faith. That's just because you were never told, well, actually there's all these other different things. Whereas like belief in, like, what I have is that I know I can control what I'm doing, and I believe in the music that we make, and that to me is believing. Like, or for example, if I believe in an artist, like a musician or a band, or people who believe in our band, we're actually there, and they can believe in it, and you know, and we can fail them, or we can, you know, exceed expectations. Whereas I really struggle with the actually, you know, believing in something that is just, there's no clarification. I just don't, it just doesn't hold any water for me at all.
So do you base your beliefs, like you say, on something that's real, that's there, so something that you can prove in a way, so more, you think more with your brain?
Yeah.
Not with your feelings?
Because, you know, I think to question things is what you do. You also have to be confused. I'm completely confused about what I believe. but I do know that what I believe in is myself and creating. You know, you're on this world, in this planet or whatever, you know, for a certain period of time. I don't believe that if there is anything after it, I don't believe that it'll have any relation to what I'm doing now, or so like this is the point to leave something. You know, the thing that I like is like a kind of legacy thing of like being a musician and making music. Like you can put a record out, and if the world is still here in 500 years and music's still a thing, then your music could potentially still be there.
Yeah.
Long after you're gone, and that's what I kind of want to leave. And like, I want to get as much music out as I can before I'm not here anymore, because I don't think I'll be somewhere floating around, you know, to like watch what's happening to people. I just don't believe that.
No?
No.
What do you think that we are, like as human beings? Do you really think it's this life? And
I think yeah, I do. I think it's just this life, and I don't. I want to believe there's other stuff, but I just can't believe that like I'll be like, I don't know, I just can't, I couldn't get my head around that like suddenly I'll just be like something somewhere. There's really, I just couldn't even begin to imagine that I would be.
No?
I think you leave behind what you create.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why is that so important to you, that leaving that legacy? Do you know
I
where
don't-
it comes from?
I don't know at all, I just think that like, I've no idea, I just think that you've got, I think it's just a drive within, and I think a lot of people have it, like people have children and that's their legacy, but
Yeah.
for me it's about, I know that there's a certain period of time where I'll be on the planet, and I just want to make sure I get everything out of me that is in there while I'm here,
Yeah.
because, you know, really, you know, I might be laughing at myself when I'm dead, because I might be in some cool place going, oh, you were totally wrong. But yeah, I definitely don't. You see, the other thing is I don't worry about saying this stuff because I definitely don't buy into the kind of propaganda type thing of like, if you don't believe, then you don't get into wherever that place is.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't worry me to say things like this because it's just how I feel.
Yeah. Well, that's a type of paradox that is just not true. I think there's a lot of truths in paradoxes.
Yeah.
But that one isn't. Like the fates that tell people that they need to believe to get somewhere.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense.
Not at all, no.
No. Well, what about the song "Paradox on Earth"?
Yeah.
What's that one all about?
It's weird because I kind of stopped liking to talk about the lyrics on this album because I've heard so many people say what it means to them.
Yeah.
I kind of don't want to ruin what it means, like, not to just ruin the question, but like, you know, to me as quite a personal song, and but like everyone's interpreted it so differently, so I just like to leave it out there.
Do you want me to do it differently? I can say my
You can tell me what it is, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'll blink twice if it's wrong.
No, let's do it differently, because when I listen to songs, it's not even about the meaning, it's what they do to you.
Well, it's, what you can take away from it, yeah.
And when I listened to that one, I really had that paradox in mind, because from all the questioning and research that I've been doing, I kind of see that the real answers to life, they seem to be in paradoxes.
Yeah.
Do you feel the same way?
I think so, a little bit. Like, everything, there's always an opposite to everything.
Yeah.
And there's the things that seem to make sense. It's going to sound so ridiculous, but the things that seem to make sense are often the things that are the most kind of, wrong and confusing.
Yeah.
So yeah, I do agree with that. Yeah. The thing that's always in my head, like honestly, is the thing that I wrote that isn't a lyric in the album. It's that we're all breathing history, every breath, a moment will never repeat. That's just always in my head. That's just constantly in my head.
And, I have such a different vision on that,
Yeah.
so it's hard for me to relate.
Yeah.
But it can be interesting.
But do you
though.
get that like, to me, when like what you just said is gone.
Yeah,
it's
in the past.
And I think about that so much. Like it will never be repeated, even if we react it, like try to act it out. This moment's gone.
It's gone.
The interview's been captured, but we're actually not going to live through this again.
Yeah.
And that's why I try and live every second, kind of.
Have you ever heard about that theory about where time doesn't exist? Like everything's in parallel. That's something that's confusing me a lot to try and understand that.
Yeah. I just try and ignore it because I've got honestly because it's just too confusing.
Yeah.
It doesn't really make sense to me. I just think that you can spend a lot of time, and time is the key word, thinking about that. When we live to time, so therefore there is time. Like you can believe all the other things, but it's a waste of you unless you've got a way of going and experiencing parallels and stuff.
Yeah.
There's no point trying to actually waste your days thinking about it, because all you're doing is actually wasting time of being on this planet.
Maybe.
I'm sure there's some people out there who are scientists who will dispute that with me, but I'm not a scientist, so like I don't want to think about that. If someone wants to open a doorway to a parallel universe, I'll happily step through. But I don't want to waste my time like thinking about it, because I know I don't have the correct skill set to actually prove or disprove that. So I'll let other people open a doorway.
Well, I would disagree with you, because you have a brain and you have emotion, and I think that's all the skill set required.
Yeah, but like I don't have the will or the want to actually spend my time on that.
Yeah.
Because I don't believe that I would succeed in, breaking through, on this thing, because it's not something that is what takes up my time.
Yeah.
It's all about time, and like all the time to be, music.
Do you sometimes feel trapped by time? Like pressured? Because there's such a time?
Yeah, because I very clearly know that, like, I don't know if everyone does this, but sometimes I just write a date down about like 60 years ahead and realise I probably won't be here. And then like you look how soon that seems, and then you kind of look at the kind of period of time you were there and how really insignificant we actually are.
Yeah.
Like, which is just really scary. So like that's a pressure to live is a kind of strange thing.
Is that the main thing that drives you?
I just want to do everything that I want to do while I'm here.
Yeah.
And that for me is like, it's from the real art side of it is to create everything I possibly can, and then from the other side, I just want to have the best time all the time.
So that pressure is kind of like a blessing in disguise.
Yeah. I don't want to, there's quoting myself, there's I don't want to waste a dream again. On the first album, that's kind of what I mean by that. Like I'm not gonna, if there's something that I really want to do or aspire to do, I'm gonna do it. Yeah. I can make it happen.
Yeah.
Never, I don't want to rely on anybody else. You can, I always feel like if you want to do something, you can do it.
Yeah.
Apart from opening parallel doorways, which I can't do.
Well, who knows what will happen in
well,
the
you
future,
never know.
right?
Yeah. There's potential for that. Yeah.
Well, but that's cool. That's a question
that
I wanted to hear.
Great.
So that's great.
Great. Cool.
Thank you very much.
No worries. Yeah, I really enjoy. Yeah, always really enjoy. We should do this. Like, we need like a show.
It would be cool.
Like we need like a round table, better lighting.
That's something that I want to do.
And then we should just be like, us two weekly, just discussing really deep situations. Yeah.
Well, you know what? If you really want it,
let's make that happen. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Cool. Wicked.
Thanks, Steve.
No worries. Yeah.